Russ Maines here from russmainesmusic.com. Some folks have asked me how do I go about the songwriting process, and so what I wanted to do is show you how I go about it in my home studio. So I basically use here a Mac, right? And in the Mac there is a tool called GarageBand. It's actually quite powerful and it's free. So whenever you get your Mac computer, you actually have a sound system kind of built in. And the only thing you really need to connect your instrument or instruments to a Mac is either a USB interface that connects the microphone cables and stuff like that, instrument cables to the computer, or something that has a USB connection that connects right in the back of your computer. All that said, my writing process is actually pretty simple, and I think that that's what makes it easy, enjoyable for me. So I'm going to zoom up here a little bit on the computer and show you a little bit more. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull this camera closer so you can kind of take a look at what I'm doing. Okay, so if you look at the Macintosh computer, where I always start is I always start with this a drum track. All right, and so I'll make all these other tracks quiet. Make that quiet, make that, and I always start with a drum track, and that's the yellow one right here. And then typically what I'll do after that, I have to get a little bit of a groove going, and that's just a place for me to start. I will probably not even use that drum track, but what it does is up here in the top, it sets the tempo, and it sets the major key that this song is in, okay? And that kind of gives me, like I said, a place to start. Then what I'll do is I'll come back with my real live instrument, and I'll lay down a rhythm to that beat. Okay? So once I get that rhythm done, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the bridge or the verse or the chorus, I'll come back here and I'll use this tool I'm grabbing right now. This is the yellow bar up here. I click this button. This is a looper, okay? And then this yellow bar gives you the distance that the looper actually goes, all right? So hold on, let me fix some of this stuff I've already done incorrectly. All right, hold on a minute. I've jacked something up. Okay, so then after I get that loop going, I'll start another track down here. And so let me highlight that. And then, so this is a little, kind of a little ditty that I did on top of this track. All right, and that will sound something like this. You'll hear it. All right, so let me separate that a little bit for you. I'll get the rhythm going, so let me go ahead and just show you the rhythm. And then I add this track here, all guitars. And that provides a little bit of a riff. Okay? And then after I do that, I'll add this track here, and this is my bass track. I'll highlight that. Now you get to hear how it all sounds together. Okay? Now what I'll do, since I have that all figured out, I'll come up here to where it says track up here, and then I'll show an arrangement track. So I'll highlight that part. Okay, and then I'll click the little plus button right here. And that plus button gives me the intro, right? So it just highlights the thing. It says it's an intro, so that's fine. And then I'll build the next section after that, and that'll be a verse. So the next section that I'm building after this has a different feel to it. It's a whole new section. After I get that, I'll add another chunk, and that's this chunk here, which I'm going to call this the chorus. We'll come back and change all this later, but it's just a place to start. And this will give me this chorus part will give me a whole new way of, it's another phrase, musical phrase. So this is how it goes. Okay, so that's how I go about the process. I build one section at a time. Rather than trying to do the whole song from beginning to end, I'll just keep playing these sections until I come up with a new idea, and then I'll put the new idea in the next section. So my first idea was the intro part, my second idea was this verse part, and then this chorus part, and I might actually add a bridge or something in there later. It just depends on how I feel at the time. So after I get all that more or less started, over here on this section, if you look at the computer over here, you'll see there's a notepad. There's a little button you click right there, and then that brings up a notepad, and I'll lay down some ideas for lyrics. And so I'll start building all this as I'm doing the music. I'm going back and forth and letting the music, the melody, and all that stuff drive the poetry. So when it comes to, I've found for me anyway, that if I build my words around the melody line, it actually works better for me. So that's what I do. And then the process again gets a little bit more complicated as I go in. I'll come in, for example, to make the drums sound better, and I'll do this for each and every track as I get going, and I'm getting more solid about how the songs are supposed to go. I'll come in here and I'll start editing I'll start editing like the compression and stuff like that. So down here on the bottom of the drum section, it says plugins. You click that, it has these little blue buttons down here, and then if you click the EQ, which is an EQ plug-in option, you'll get a little spinning wheel here for a couple of seconds, and then your equalizer and stuff will come up eventually. Hopefully I'm not wasting everybody's time while the Mac is doing any of that. It looks like it's taking a long time today. Alright, I'm going to stop there because I'm wasting a lot of time waiting on the computer. It does this. Hold on. Okay, so now we're back and this thing is settled down. And you'll see up here in the top corner there's a manual. I'll just bypass the manual and I'll go down here to where it says drums, and then I'll pick the hi-fi drum setting. And then from there I'll come back down here to the compression. And so there I'll add opto drums. Just go to the drums and then hit opto drum kit. And what that does is it changes the amplitude and frequency of the drum. It sounds a lot louder now. Right? So I'll keep doing that. So I'm kind of mixing as I'm going, trying to figure out how everything goes. And from there I'll start making some decisions about, lead guitars. I'll add some more tracks, I'll add vocals and stuff like that. So it's kind of what I'm saying is I basically build this as I get going, and I found that process it really works for me. So that's how I do it. Okay. Later on, I'll probably show you the entire mix down for this, because this is a new song. I don't even have a title for it yet, and I don't even have the words figured out. So that's what I'm actually going to do today. So rather than bore you with everything that I'm going to do today, I'll finish the song and I'll report back. All right. Thanks for joining me. See ya.